Up on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show today, we're going to be talking about watering your garden.
We're also going to talk about using essential oils in your garden and around your home. And then we have guests, she's a houseplant guru, Lisa Eldred Steinkopf.
Plus your garden questions, and that all starts right now. Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. So glad you've taken time out of your day to join us on the program, whether you're in Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Southeast Michigan, Banning, California, around the country, or around the world via the Simple Radio app, the TuneIn app, or through the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com website under the radio tab, podcast replay, or in-studio video replay. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Joy Baird. Beside me is my wife, co-host, best friend, and gardening partner,
Holly Baird.
You can find all of our content at our website, the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, where there are over 1,400 garden videos, plus links to all of our social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and alike. You can, the executive sponsor of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is Power Planter.
Planting conditions are always favorable with the Power Planter Earth Auger. No matter what the job is, Power Planter has the right size for you. Simply attach to a drill and let the Power Planter do the work for you. Create planting holes fast and efficiently with ease. No matter the soil type, it does the job effortlessly. Increase your root to soil contact. Leave the shovel and the spade in the shed. Hand welded and made in the USA. And we offer a lifetime warranty on product defects. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
You want to talk to us via any type of contact, you can do that through the IV Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard communication hotlines.
IV Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard naturally protects plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents, protects newly installed plants and trees, shields pruned and damaged surfaces, for use on your roses, fruit and nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivorganics.com. You can also send us an email through the IV Organics 3-in-1 Plant email inbox. That email address is twvgshow@gmail.com. You can also send us a text on the Instant Access IV Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard Instant Access text hotline. Send your questions to us at 414-368-9311. Again, that's 414-368-9311.
You can text us anytime, day or night, 414-368-9311. We'll get an answer to your question. Well, it's summertime, it's hot, and it's time that the garden needs watering here in the upper Midwest and parts of the country. We had a tremendous amount of rain early on in the season where we did not have to focus on hydration of soil for our plants. But now that the season is heating up and we're getting closer to the middle portions of summer, the requirements of water is much greater for our plants. So we're going to talk about some ways in which you can water your garden. Now, many people may think that you just water the garden. You put some water on, you walk away, and you come back tomorrow, and you do it again. Well, there is some techniques and some tools in which you can use to better utilize the water in which you're applying to the garden. And when soil is dry, you may not be aware of how much water it takes to hydrate that soil back to a state where it will obtain moisture, whether from sky or from you. When soil is extremely dry, it's like a dry sponge in your kitchen. It takes a while for it to, the cohesion to start in the soil to begin to pick up that moisture and hold the moisture. So it does take some time. It almost becomes repellent of water rather than absorbent to the water.
Right. So you want to make sure you're watering it at the right time of the day. So for this, there's
right time of the day. That's a very broad term because it's based on the individual's availability.
Right. So what I'm saying, though, is that you don't want to water, if you can, you want to avoid watering in the middle of the day. So between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., you want to make sure that you're not trying to water during that time.
If you water during that time, and that's the only time you have to water, you can, and it's not going to hurt anything, but we advise either early in the morning once the plants come out of the nighttime and they're not stressed from the heat, or in the evening as the temperatures cool down and the plants go into that nighttime temperature where the sun is not there anymore, and you water, the plants can uptake that water in which you're putting in the ground, and they do quite a bit of growing at night, and they can absorb that water. It doesn't evaporate as quickly, and the plants can utilize it more than it would during the peak of the day because that plant is not under a stress condition or not even necessarily a stress condition during the noon hours or the heat of the day. It's more in a protective state of wilting of leaves or reduction of surface area that the sun is not able to hit to prevent or reduce the amount of evaporation coming off that plant.
Right. So since we're talking about timing, like watering the right time of the day, I want to talk about getting on a water schedule. And this doesn't mean like you necessarily have to make a timer or anything like that. What you need to do is you want to be conscious of your watering schedule. So maybe you decide that based on your own personal schedule, you're going to make sure you're watering consistently Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Maybe it rained really well on Wednesday. So then you skip that day, but then you water again on Saturday, or you check to make sure that your soil may or may not need water. But in your mind, you get into the schedule, you get into a routine, you get into a habit, and watering becomes consistent for you.
Checking to see if you need to water is simply as easy as taking your finger or a garden trowel, just scraping the top 2 inches or so of soil and seeing if there's moisture there. Now, based on the plant in which you're watering, you want to make sure that you get close to the root zone. If your tomatoes are planted 3 or 4 inches deep, you want to kind of get away from the root zone, back off the plant and dig a little hole and go about 3 inches deep. And if there is a moisture level there, then you don't need to water as intensely or at all. But if it is dry and powder, and then you need to water, and you need to water 2 to 3 times more than what you think you do, because that takes time in order for the soil to change to a absorbent matter rather than a repellent matter, because the soil is so dry and powdery or not have any moisture in it at all. And watering can reduce a lot of conditions in which your plants can face. Blossom and root rot is one for tomatoes that many people are seeing across the country on a lot of the garden groups that we follow. It is because that the soil is too dry to pick up the calcium that is needed to develop the fruit correctly. Blossom and root rot is the blackening or the discoloration of the bottom of the fruit through the developmental stage and into ripeness. It's all the way through the fruit itself. It's black all the way up into the internal portions. By watering and keeping the soil moist, it allows the available calcium, which we have, many of our gardens have plenty of calcium available, but it allows the soil, the plant to pick up that calcium that is available in the soil through the moisture that you are putting in the garden. If it is too dry, the calcium is locked in the soil and prevents the plant from picking up the necessary nutrients, which is the calcium, in order to develop the fruit, and then you got rotten fruit. If you keep it watered, the plant will fix itself for the next generation of fruit here coming up.
Right. So with that being said, you also can consider irrigation. Irrigation will also help you stay on a watering schedule, water at the right time, water consistently. It'll bring the water straight to the root of the plant, so you technically are using less water, and that way it allows for you to have more freedom, not necessarily have a sprinkler or something going and watering everything.
We're talking about a drip irrigation system.
Like a drip irrigation,
okay.
Yeah.
Drip irrigation.
But there's also sprinkler irrigation.
Right. We'll cover all of these here. Drip irrigation is pipes, small pipes that will run on the ground that has emitters at increments of 12 or 18 inches, and some you can actually customize, but you will drip like a half gallon an hour. And it puts it right to the root zone, so the water is getting there. There is soaker hoses, which is an actual hose that oozes out the water all across the hose itself and waters the plants or the bed in which you're in. You can also do the above ground sprinkler system, and that would be more recommended in early morning than late evening as we get later into the year. If it was early in the season, the water setting on the leaves would not be an issue of the potential of mildew developing. But later on in the year here, as the nighttime temperatures get cooler, the water can stay on the leaves and develop some mildew issues. People who say don't water during the peak of the day or don't ever water above ground because the water will get on the plants and cause the issues. Well, when it rains,
right, you can't stop that.
The problem that occurs when people are saying that, or YouTubers predominantly say don't water above ground and the plant will get diseases. It's because the water is splashing on the soil, and the soil is splashing on the plants, and 90% of the problems your plants are going to face is from soil splashing up on them. So we'll talk about the reduction of splash up here in a moment, and of which we can do to increase the health and longevity and the production of our plants. But anything that we can do in order to get water on the plants, in the soil, we need to do. And watering during the peak of the day, putting water droplets on the leaves, does not intensify the sun through the leaves and through the water droplets and burn the leaves.
No, that's a myth.
That's a myth.
Right. It's
because when it rains during the day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it clears out and the sun's intense for another 4 hours, what's happening? Sun is going through those water droplets and the plants don't combust.
If you're having spots on your leaves, it's from other situations, problems, chemicals, what have you.
So what are other ways in which we can water our garden and make it efficient?
The best thing is to use mulch, and you can use mulch for many reasons, but one is that it helps hold in moisture into the soil, and also it helps prevent the soil from splashing up onto the leaves of the plants. So that's why you want to use mulch. And you can use many different things for mulch. You can use anything from leaves. You can collect your leaves in the fall. We've used shredded paper. It's not necessarily. If
people we've got mixed comments on social media. I love that mulch. Or that mulch is not very pretty.
Right. So
it doesn't have to be pretty necessarily. It has to be effective. But yeah, and chemical-free, seed-free grass clippings. In addition to holding the moisture in and preventing splash up.
And when we talk about
it reduces the amount of weeds that grow too.
Right. So when we talk about reducing or using weed-free grass clippings, or chemical-free and weed-free grass clippings, we're talking about the chemicals in regards to if you pay somebody or you yourself spray your lawn with something to enhance its growth, remove weeds, whatever, a broadleaf spray, and then you put those, and then you cut your grass, you let those grass clippings dry out, you put them on your garden, your edible garden. It's going 2,4-D is what's in those broadleaf sprays, and that's going to cause problems in your soil. So if you do spray your lawn or somebody else sprays your lawn, you don't want to use those grass clippings.
You bring them in the garden, you use them as mulch, it rains, you water, that persistent chemical will release from the clippings and go into the soil and kill your broadleaf plants, your tomatoes, your beans, your eggplants, all of that. And even in a compostable black soil, we've let it sit for 2 years and put it in the garden, it's still very active and still will cause detriment to your vegetation in your edible garden. Finally, let's talk about water collection, in which we have, briefly before that, when we do the irrigation system, whether it's on a sprinkler, drip irrigation, soaker hose, there is manual timers in which you can click a little timer and it'll tick back to like 120 minutes and it'll shut off by itself. Mm-hmm. You can go to a higher level of timer, and it can actually hook up to your Wi-Fi system. You hook it up to an app, and
just like everything, all the technology we have, there's technology for your water.
And the app will also shut it off if it's raining, so it's not watering while it's raining or has rained that day. So
if you are technologically advanced, you can
be in Connecticut and go, okay, I need to water my garden in Seattle. Okay, let's turn it on. That type of thing.
You can let the technology work for you.
Finally, water collection. Rain barrels is the most notable of these types of means of collection water. But also, as sad as it is, you need to check with your city, your municipality, your homeowners association, because there are certain laws and restrictions in cities that either restrict or prohibit the use or collection of rainwater on your own property.
And that is sad, but I guess it is kind of what it is. And so that's something you want to keep in mind, is that you need to know that that's something you can do before you invest in maybe a rain barrel. Rain barrels are not too expensive, but before you get it all set up and then all of a sudden you have to take it down. You can get creative. There's different other ways you can hide it. Yep. And it might look like a hose, something that you're storing your hose in.
Yep.
So, there's definitely ways around it.
So those are some of the ways in which we can water our garden and keep our plants producing all season long. Well, do not go anywhere. Hang tight. When we come back, we're going to talk about essential oils in the garden and out of the garden. You are listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. Send us a tweet, #TWVG Show, and let us know where you're at. #TWVG, and let us know where you're listening from. We'll be right back.
Use Twitter to reach Joey and Holly at TWVG Show or #TWVG.
Do you have a problem with deer or small herbivores eating your vegetation? There is a natural solution that is safe for your pets and family. Bobex is the answer. An environmentally friendly solution to protect your plants, will not wash off, and is guaranteed. Bobex Deer was independently tested against 9 known competitors and rated 93% effective, second only to a physical barrier. Bobex can be used on all types of ornamentals, trees, and shrubs. Ask for it by name at your local independent garden center. Find out more, visit bobex.com. BOBBEX.com. Big Fats has a variety of unique and delicious hot sauces available in mild, medium, and hot. A small company looking to change the world with all-natural hot sauces made from quality ingredients and a whole lot of love. BigFatsHotSauce.com.
Beans and Barley Market and Cafe, a neighborhood specialty grocery store for the east side and greater Milwaukee area, where you can find all you need, from fresh produce to bakery to organic frozen dinners, from wine to fresh squeezed carrot juice, a health food store with hundreds of products, vitamins, supplements, bath and body items, magazines, cards, books, and a knowledgeable staff. Catering available, open daily at 8 a.m. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week with a menu of good, healthy, homemade food, including vegetarian and non-vegetarian specialties. 1901 East North Avenue, Milwaukee, 414-278-7878, and online at beansandbarley.com.
Do you want fresh produce delivered right to your neighborhood? Check out Tree Ripe Citrus Company. Find out where to pick up quality produce at tree-ripe.com. They have beautiful, tasty peaches and juicy, sweet blueberries. If you're tired of the non-taste peaches and the bad blueberries from your local grocer, Tree Ripe has what you need. They come right to a stop in your neighborhood, fresh off the truck, right from the source. To find locations and schedules, visit tree-ripe.com. They're in Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and right here in Wisconsin. Tree-ripe.com is your go-to place for the freshest produce around. Don't miss out on your local farmers market. This garden tip is sponsored by BioSafe, organic solutions that are effective. They offer an array of eco-friendly products, from plant food to fertilizer to one-of-a-kind herbicides, organic weed killer. Grow stronger, healthier with BioSafe. Visit biosafe.net to learn more and save 10% on your next order by using coupon code TWVG at checkout. Farmers markets are a great place to buy locally grown produce that you may not be able to have the space to grow or are unsuccessful at growing. You can get a lot of produce for a small price, and you can talk to the farmers who actually grew it.
The Handy Safety Knife is a patented high-quality knife that's worn like a ring, so it's always conveniently at hand and very easy and efficient to work with. That's why you'll find the Handy Safety Knife at work in a wide range of industries and applications. Learn more at HandySafetyKnife.com.
Use coupon code WVG to get 10% off and free shipping, one-time use only at HandySafetyKnife.com.
Do you seek safe, effective nutrition solutions to boost your health and quality of life? Standard Process is your trusted whole food supplement manufacturer with 90 years of expertise. Our third-generation family-owned company proudly grows nutrient-rich ingredients at our certified organic farm in Palmyra, Wisconsin, enabling us to produce high-quality whole food solutions that change lives. For help identifying the best supplements for you, find a local healthcare professional today at standardprocess.com/patients.
Flame Engineering, home of the Weed Dragon, the perfect propane torch kit for home and garden use. For killing weeds, no need to pull or spray. 100 other uses. Find out more at flameengineering.com. Use coupon code WVG19 to get free shipping. Shield and Seal vacuum sealers and the highest quality vacuum sealing products. Unique black and clear and all black bags, protecting your produce and product better than traditional bags. Find out more at shieldandseal.com.
When it comes to bulk landscaping materials, Blue Mel's Garden and Landscape Center is where everyone goes. Whatever the project, we have the materials you need with over 40 varieties to choose from. Soils, mulches, gravels, decorative stones, fresh cut sod. Blue Mills has these products in stock and ready for easy pickup or fast delivery. So what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get your yard back into shape. Stop in and pick these materials up or call us for delivery today. Nobody does bulk landscaping materials better than Blue Mills Garden and Landscape Center.
Blue Mills, 4930 West Loomis Road, 414-282-4220. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Clyde's Vegetable Planting Chart, Dharmaceutical, Dr. Earth, Flame Engineering, Handy Safety Knife, Hydrobox, Wisconsin Greenhouse Company, M.I. Gardner, Outpost Natural Food Co-op, Rootmaker, Soil Diva, Blue Mills Landscape and Garden Center. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Dr. Earth is committed to clean and healthy gardening through creating cutting-edge, natural, and organic-friendly products. Based on research and innovation, after 28 years, they are the leader in the organic lawn and garden industry. They do not use ingredients such as biosolids or composted household waste or synthetic chemicals. Instead, they have manure-free fertilizers, organic soils, insect control, and liquid fertilizers. If you want to grow the best quality food organically to feed your family, that is the founding principles of what Dr. Earth is all about. They have experts in the most innovative ways to help you grow your best organically. Visit drearth.com for more information on where to buy.
So there is a lot of things in which we can use in our garden, and whether it is, you can use it chemically or you can use essential oils in which to control some diseases and reduction of bugs in our garden. Essential oils can also be used in the home for many different applications. Now, we are not certified essential oilologists. Aromatherapists, I guess, as the legal term there, or doctors, but we have used essential oils for a variety of different things, and we will talk to you about the experiences in which we've had and the suggestions in which what can be used in your garden to help control some of the issues in which you may be facing or will face in the coming months with bugs and insects.
Right. So I guess, like, for in the home, we've used them from anything from, like, eucalyptus oil for if we have a cold or some sort of congestion. That helps. And I know that helps you.
Right. The transparency, an essential oil company, Dharmaceutical, they're a sponsor of the program at dharmaceuticals.com, creator of therapeutical essential oils to increase healing, inspiration, and your mood. They got a number of synergized blends that can help you with what you're looking for.
Right. And again, we're not experts, and you also want to make sure you do research on how to dilute the oils. We're not taking eucalyptus oil and, like, rubbing it under our noses or anything like that. We're just more or less inhaling it and
the aroma.
The aroma.
Yes.
Yep. Sort of an ambiance.
Yes.
Situation. So, with that being said, I don't know what else we've used them for. I've made, like, oil rubs, like lavender and stuff for relaxation.
Put in the what's that machine that kicks
the humidifier.
The humidifier, and then that other thing that puts the smell in the room.
The diffuser.
There you go. That's,
so you can do different things, and it's for me, like, a lot of people will burn candles because they like the smell. I like to burn the essential oils for the scent.
And based on the candle, it can put soot in the air, and you're breathing in that black soot that, even though you may not see it visibly in the air, like on your ceiling fans and on you'll see this blackness, and that's the remnants of that fake candle wax.
Right.
So what are some essential oils here? How can we use them in the garden and in our home? We talked a little bit about the home here moments ago.
Mm-hmm. So rosemary essential oil, it smells like rosemary. So it's like a little woodsy scent.
And rosemary can actually...
Rosemary increases your memory, right?
Yeah, what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What day is today?
Yeah.
What day was yesterday? I don't know. So the oil has a wonderful...
It's very, very good smelling.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very... it's got a woodsy scent to some. I like the smell of it. It's been shown to help repel many pests in the garden and also repel the larvae itself.
Now, when we are applying this in the garden, here's how we've done it. We've taken a spray bottle. We've mixed water with several drops of the essential oil and misted it over the plant and in the air to kind of diffuse or knock away the, let's say for zucchini, to cover that smell of the zucchini emits, to prevent insects like squash bugs and or the squash vine borer from finding that plant. Almost like an essential polyculture where we're using two plants in the same area, one to cover the other one up, like if we're growing basil around the zucchini plant. Same thing with the essential oil. We're spraying it in order to mask the smell of it from other bugs that want to attack it.
Rosemary also attracts butterflies, so if you have a butterfly garden, it can benefit you that way, or if you want more butterflies. So another thing to keep in mind is that you want to look at your price point too. So maybe one of these oils sticks out for you. You could do, and then maybe it's expensive. You could try to find like a replacement if you're on a budget. So peppermint essential oil, this has a sweeter scent like peppermint, and it repels several garden pests, things like aphids, flies, beetles, and spiders. I know that some people, if they don't like spiders, they will take diluted essential oil and they will rub it on like their baseboards, especially maybe they don't want those spiders in their room, or on like the baseboard, ceiling, things like that.
Oh, yeah, spiders are very, very beneficial in the garden, but may not be as welcomed in the home.
We're okay with them.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
All right, so that's peppermint oil. Definitely repels a lot of pests. And ants, too. It'll repel ants. But sometimes if you have ants in your home, you have to use other things. So, Melaleuca essential oil, it's for fungus on your plants. So it's an antifungal for your plants. Especially I've heard of people using this on houseplants and such. Melaleuca, something to think about. And then lavender is another one that butterflies love. So if you spray lavender, it will attract them. Lavender essential oil is also very calming. A lot of people will use it when they want to go to sleep. It's relaxing.
Something occurs in the mind that basically helps you shut down. Now, we're not what is the term? We're
aromatherapists.
There are people who have issues with shutting the brain down, and they have to relate to medication to up that.
But this is a gentle way to feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Or maybe you use some sort of soap at night that's lavender scented. A lot of this is...
it's not going to hurt you overall to just smell it or to put it in a diffuser.
Right. So that's one. Orange essential oil, it can be energizing. Or orange essential oil can be energizing. And then also it is attractive for the bees. It must be something in that orange...
That citrus. Yeah. What else do we have here?
Cinnamon is good for getting rid of weeds. Now, I can't speak to this. We've never tried this, but it's supposed to help get rid of weeds. So I guess you could try it. At this point, I think we're beyond that.
Yeah, but do your research.
Do your research.
Yeah.
And then there's some different recipes, more or less. And like we said, you can go to Dharmaceuticals, see what kind of blends that they have available. Maybe you can find something that would be comparable to what you want.
Mosquitoes, you can use to get rid of mosquitoes. Lavender, lemongrass are two good ones there that you can use in order to repel the mosquito problem that you may have.
I think for getting rid of bugs, a lot of it comes down to a lot of those citrusy oils.
For whatever reason, they don't like that smell.
Like think about like a citronella candle, things like that.
But this is very much, I don't know what the ingredients of a candle is, but it would be much better for the essential oils avenue to use.
If I were to buy like 5 main essential oils.
Yeah, let's talk about what, on your gotta pick essential oils, what would you recommend?
I would definitely recommend lavender.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely recommend rosemary. And then a mint, so like a peppermint or a spearmint. So what is that, 3?
That's 3.
And then something woody. So
rosemary?
Rosemary is woody, yes. Or even cedar wood. And then also... and then something citrusy. So anything like orange, lemon, lemongrass. Probably lemongrass.
Lemongrass seems to work really well, yeah.
I like that lemongrass scent.
Yeah, it's it's calming as well. I mean, all of these, there has been proof that these do certain things.
Like at work, I diffuse a lavender lemongrass oil in my desk diffuser, and my coworkers like it. They say
because they leave you alone because they relaxed.
They're relaxed.
Yeah.
But they do say it's relaxing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So that's just some of the things in which we can use essential oils for in and out of the garden. But do your research, find out what is best for you and the situation in which you're trying to fix of. Well, it's summer and it's in full swing, and we know what is back in our garden. It's those nasty Japanese beetles, and they are wreaking havoc on our garden and eating our pole beans, our sunflowers, and anything that they can get a hold of.
If you're looking to successfully control these beetles without damaging the environment, look no further than Beetle Gone. From Phylum Bioproducts, derived from a naturally occurring soil bacteria, Beetle Gone is the only organic solution that successfully controls beetle invaders. Just mix the powder with water and spray on your plants. Once ingested, the target pests will stop feeding and die. And since it's an organic BT product, you know it's a great choice to use on your fruits and veggies in addition to your ornamental flowers and trees.
Not only does Beetle Gone work, but what I like most about this product is that it is safe to use around beneficials such as ladybugs, butterflies, and bees, and has no issue with water toxicity. Beetle Gone from PhylumBioproducts.com. You can find more out at PhylumBioproducts.com. That's PhylLLOM bioproducts.com. And if you go there for a limited time, you can get $10 off your purchase by using coupon code TENOFF. 10 off. Use it all caps. You can get $10 off your purchase for limited time at PhylumBioproducts.com. Get it for your plants and protect your garden. Do not go anywhere. Coming up next, House Guru, Plant Guru, Lisa Eldred Steinkopf will be with us. You're listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show.
(24/7, 365). The WisconsinVegetableGardener.com has all the gardening information you need: videos, digital magazines, replays of shows, and more.
Power Planter is a family-owned earth auger manufacturer. The Power Planter Earth Auger will transform your garden experience. It helps homeowners and professionals complete almost any planting or digging project faster and more efficiently than using a shovel or a spade. Power Planter Earth Auger creates loose dirt when drilling holes, giving your plants better root-to-soil contact to help reduce plant loss for healthier, more beautiful trees, shrubs, flowers, vegetables, and grass. All of our augers are hand-welded and made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
The number one key to healthy, productive plants are the roots. Starting from seed to full-grown plants, rootmaker.com has the answer. From seed starting trays with an innovative design that air prunes the roots, creating a fabulous root system, never again will you have root-bound plants, to multiple gallon grow bag sizes to raised beds. Rootmaker.com has your grow needs covered. Visit rootmaker.com. The Norwalk juicer is the best cold-pressed juicer on the market. Studies have shown the Norwalk juicer produces 50 to 100% more juice than other juicers. And juice from the Norwalk is higher in minerals and nutritionally superior. Not only do you get more juice from your produce, but also better quality juice. Check it out at norwalkjuicers.com. Use coupon code GardenTalk to get free continental U.S. shipping on the Model 290 juicer.
Pomona's Universal Pectin is high-quality pectin that gels reliably with low amounts of any sweetener. If you're trying to reduce the amount of sugar in your diet, you'll love Pomona's Universal Pectin. Now you can make healthy homemade jams and jellies sweetened to your taste. You can use sugar, honey, or any alternative sweetener you'd like. Pomona's Universal Pectin keeps indefinitely when stored in an airtight container. Easy to use, versatile, and comes with directions and recipes in every box. Find out more and where to buy at PomonaPectin.com. Available at most natural food stores and online.
Root Assassin, a garden tool that does all the root functions with its advanced shovel that has serrated edges on both sides. Find out more information at rootAssassinShovel.com. Garden seeds do not have to cost a fortune, just 99 cents at migardener.com. Now with over 450 varieties of non-GMO, heirloom, and organic flower, vegetable, and herb seeds available year-round. Pay less and get more seeds. Shipping as low as $2.50. That just makes sense. Go to migardener.com for seeds and garden needs, tools, and special blend fertilizers. migardener.com. It's that simple. Family owned and operated.
Never question your garden soil again. Know what's in your soil with confidence. Professional grade soil test for the home gardener. My Soil Savvy has the easiest soil test on the market. Ship it to them, get your report, emailed with nutrients recommendation, and grow happy, healthy plants. MySoilSavvy.com. Use coupon code TWVG19 and save 10% at checkout. To have successful canning, you have to use the freshest produce possible.
This Michigan Garden Moment is brought to you by migardener.com. With over 450 varieties of heirloom and organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents a pack. Find out more at migardener.com.
As you prepare to can your produce, as we move into canning season, you want to keep in mind to use the freshest produce that you can get your hands on, whether this be something that you harvest from your garden, that you get from the farmer's market, or maybe just from the fruit truck location stop drop off or your local. Many people end up with soggy or mushy pickles, cucumber pickles, and it's because they're not harvesting their cucumbers at the peak of the season, at the peak of the harvest. What you want to do is make sure you're using the freshest pickles possible, and when you're canning them, to make sure you're moving quickly and swiftly to prevent them from getting soggy and mushy. When it comes to canning things like fruit, if it tends to float, it's because that fruit is possibly overripe. So when you're canning fruit, you want to make sure you're using properly ripe fruit, but not overly ripe fruit, and that way it will not float. If it does float, it's not a huge issue, but it's something to keep in mind. Canning fruit or vegetables that are overripe is not the worst thing in the world, but it does make the shelf-stable life shorter. When you can vegetables or fruit that are properly ripe, they will be shelf-stable longer. This is information that is good for home canners that are new to canning or have had many fails in the past years, so that you can have the freshest produce stored shelf-stable for the winters to come.
This Michigan Garden Moment is brought to you by migardener.com. With over 450 varieties of heirloom and organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents a pack. Find out more at migardener.com. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Ivy Organics, Power Planter, Root Assassin, Beans and Barley, BioSafe, Bobex, Pomona Universal Pectin, Pro Plugger, Standard Process, Tomato Snaps. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support. Blue Mills Landscape and Garden Center is having their second annual Blue Mills Summer Market. 4 dates, August 24th through September the 14th, each Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They'll have over 40 different vendors of crafts, produce, food. They'll also have music there, and Holly and I will be there as well on a couple of those Saturdays. And you can find all of that out and more at BlueMills.com, and their location is
4930 West Loomis Road, just south of Layton and Greenfield. You can call 414-282-4220, or you can go to BlueMills.com.
We were there last year. It's a really great activity for you, the family. Come out and see us, as well as what they have to offer.
Hello, I'm Robert Scott Bell, the voice of health, freedom, and healing liberty. Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Lisa Eldred Steinkopf is the Houseplant Guru. She's a blogger, freelance writer, and houseplant enthusiast. She loves taking care of her own plants and teaching others to take care of theirs. Welcome to the program, Lisa.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us and educate Holly and myself and all of our listeners a little bit more about taking care of our house plant. So I want to ask.
I can help.
Oh well, I think you will, based on what the books that you've put out. I think you'll be able to help us quite a bit. We often think about fertilizing our soil outside, pruning and caring for our plants outdoors. How can we apply that indoors? And do we need to fertilize our house plants, and how to and go about that?
Well, I don't think you have to fertilize your houseplants. I'm not the best. Let's say I'm not the most consistent person when it comes to fertilizing, but it does help. And I do it in the Midwest. We're up in the upper Midwest. I do it when the plants wake up in the spring, and that could be, February or March, depending on how much light. And I just use a 20-20-20 all-purpose fertilizer, but if you want to go organic, you can use fish emulsion, you can use couch. There's lots of organic fertilizers out there as well.
Okay, that's definitely good information. And with pruning, you kind of just prune as needed. I don't know if there's just kind of however it looks. Maybe there's some.
It's better if you have a plant and you know it's going to get really big. Let's say you have a ficus in the corner. You know it's going to hit the ceiling someday. So it's better to not wait until it hits the ceiling but to like prune it a little bit every year to keep it kind of lower all along instead of waiting. I know so many people call me and say, my plant has hit the ceiling. What do I do now? And it's like, well, you just cut it way back, and it might come back, or you air layer it and make a new plant, or start when it's young and prune it, right along.
Definitely, yeah.
It keeps the plant from getting too stressed by the tremendous cutback, as well as if you can keep it pruned lightly. How do we know when it's time to repot something? We've got plants in our home that's been there for many years, and maybe we should repot them. Maybe we shouldn't. What's the telltale signs of when a plant should be up-potted?
Okay, so and I'm glad you said repotted and then you said up-potted, because there is a difference. Repotting to me is, I bring a plant home from the garden center and it's kind of in that black or terracotta color utilitarian, I think, unattractive pot, and I'm just going to put it in the same size pot that it's already in unless it's really root bound, and so I'm just repotting it. But if I'm up-potting it, that means I'm putting it into the next size up pot. And you know this because when you water, you might have to water your plant more often. Sometimes the pot is so full of roots that when you do water it, the water kind of sits there and it takes a long time to soak through. The roots are coming out the bottom. I've had them, circle around in the saucer. They're so root bound. And so then you know it's time to up-pot. And when you up-pot, you're going to go up one size unless it's extremely root bound and it's early spring and you know it's going to grow really a lot over the summer. It's better to just go up one size, from a 2-inch to a 4-inch, 4-inch to a 6-inch, and so on.
Okay, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I have a caladium on my desk at work, and sometimes I'm like, at what point do I have to up-pot this? But I think I know the roots are not growing through, so that's definitely a good sign. So succulents are becoming very popular. If one is new to growing them, what are some ways they can have the best success for a long life of their succulent? I know a lot of people are like, oh, my friend gifted me the succulent. I only kept it alive for like 6 months. What are ways to keep those succulents alive?
Well, the problem is that here in the Midwest, some succulents do okay if you have a really bright south window or a west window, but you bring them in from outside, and outside is like 10,000-foot candles, and then you bring it inside to maybe 100 or less, or foot candles of light. That's how they measure foot light, and they just can't. They can't acclimate very well. So I choose succulents here inside because I leave all my plants inside, like a Haworthia or a Gasteria, which don't need as much light as most of your succulents, like Echeverias and Aeoniums, those ones everybody likes that kind of look like roses, and they really need more light than we can give them here in the winter in the Midwest. So you can put them under light. That works really well to keep them, looking good and not stretching for the light.
Okay, great. So terrariums are making a comeback. I don't know if a lot of people know what terrariums are. I think they're really cool. And when I saw that I know you give a talk on terrariums, and I was thinking, well, this might be a winter project for myself, but it's good for kids too. What are terrariums, and what are some good plants to put in terrariums that you can find at your local garden center?
What's really nice is that now that terrariums are back in such a, they haven't been back since the 70s, just like macrame, they are offering smaller sized plants at the garden centers. But if you really want to get serious, which, if you really want a nice terrarium, you need to look for plants that actually are miniature. And because of fairy gardening and terrarium gardening, they are coming out with plants that stay smaller in the long run, because a lot of these little tiny plants you buy are just little tiny seedlings of plants that are going to get really, really big. So try to find those miniature plants. It's not too hard anymore because go right to the fairy garden section, and you can find a lot of smaller plants. Ferns work really well. Acacias, which is a kind of cousin of an African violet, they stay smaller and they like the terrarium setting. I definitely ferns are the love terrarium.
Well, not all. I want to ask about houseplants and light requirement here. Not all houseplants require full sun. Some require some sun. What are some good options for houseplants for a low light condition, or even office plants?
You know, I have to say that one of my favorite plants right now, and it's just come onto the market in the last few years, but it's been around forever, is the ZZ plant. It's kind of a. I tell people it could grow in a closet, but let's not put it in the closet. It really does take very low light. It doesn't need a lot of water because it has a really hefty root system, a rhizomatous root system that holds water. It's very shiny, dark green, so that's a great plant. If you can find an aspidistra, which I know that's an old-fashioned, the cast iron plant was in all the Victorian parlors, but they've come out with some really cool cultivars that have spots and speckles and stripes. Those are really good for low light. Sansevieria will take low light. It will thrive in high light, but it will definitely survive in low light. And Sansevierias, if you don't know, have come back like crazy. They're like the terrariums and the macrame. They're back, and they have all kinds of cultivars that are just so unusual and cool. So, and ferns, if you are, especially if it's in your office and it's on your desk, and that means you're paying attention to it, because ferns really don't want to ever dry out. But if you have low light, they work well, and if it's right there in front of you, you're going to remember to water it. So ferns are a great option. Trying to think of other things. Pothos, the old standby pothos, which even though it's an old-fashioned plant, it's still a gorgeous plant. You can vine it around things. Make your office kind of like a jungle. Might get in trouble, but really pretty plant.
Well, you've got a couple of books out, and I want you to talk briefly about them. One is about growing houseplants or plants in dark, which not necessarily in a closet. But what are the books that you have available that we can get a hold of?
The first one I wrote is called just Houseplants, The Complete Guide, and that is like an all-over, take care of a lot of plants. There's 150 plants in there, from high light, low light, to easy to grow, to not so easy to grow. And then my newer one is called Grow in the Dark, and it's about low-light houseplants. Certainly we can't grow anything in the dark, but there's 50 houseplants in there that take lower to medium to lower light, and ways you can improve your light. That's what I like in there. I have a few tips and tricks about how to improve the light that you have. That's what we have to work with. And then the houseplant book is also coming out in November in a gift size, smaller version of it. That will be ready for Christmas. And then I'm actually working on another book, which I can't talk about yet, but I'll have another book out next fall.
Okay, fantastic. So where can we find out more about your houseplant knowledge, your books, all of that?
I'm on all the social media venues, Instagram and Facebook and all of those fabulous, fun things. And then I have my own website, houseplantguru.com. And that talks, tells about all of my programs, because I talk around the country about houseplants. I go anywhere anybody wants to send me, and it has all my blog posts and about houseplants. So that's the easiest way to find me. Is just go to my website.
Well, Lisa, we greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to join Holly and myself on the program, our listeners, and educating us on houseplants and houseplant maintenance.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely. And when we come back, it's all about your garden questions and our garden answers. You are listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. You can find more out at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, and you can send us questions there or via email at twvgshow@gmail.com.
If you have a gardening question, now is the time to call in on the ivorganics.com 3-in-1 Plant Guard hotline at 414-444-5250.
Here at Outpost Natural Foods, it's not just that we're community-owned that sets us apart. It's the fabulous foods we sell. We celebrate Earth Day every day by offering our customers the finest natural and organic food selections in Greater Milwaukee. Outpost local farmers and vendors provide our stores with a delicious selection of fresh seasonal produce that you won't want to miss. Outpost stores are located in Milwaukee, Wauwatosa, Bayview, and Mequon. We're a real Milwaukee original where anyone can shop and anyone can join. For the whole scoop about Outpost, we invite you to visit www.outpost.coop.
Dharmaceuticals essential oils are high-grade, very pure, and high in quality. They have synergized blends made with the finest raw materials. For more information and to order, visit dharmaceuticals.com.
The new way to support your tomatoes. Wrap it and snap it. TomatoSnaps.com. Take the pain out of planting with the Pro Plugger 5-in-1 planting tool. Step, twist, pull, and you're ready to plant. Digs perfect size planting holes. Soil gets stored in the tube and empties from the top. Helpful for weeding. ProPlugger.com.
Soil Diva is the best kept secret in the gardening world. Soil Diva is an all-natural, liquid, biological soil and plant stimulant product. Check it out at soildiva.net.
Spending time scrubbing pesky dirt off your hands after gardening? Use Workman's Friend Superior Skin Cream with added barrier protection, creating a protective layer on your skin surface, allowing for easy cleanup, all while moisturizing and healing your skin. Non-greasy, fragrant-free, and fast-absorbing. Apply first, get to work, wipe clean. This friend has you covered for whatever you're getting into. Visit workmansfriendbrand.com.
Blue Mel's Garden and Landscape Center offers an awesome selection of high-quality garden and landscape products. We have just the plants you're looking for: annuals, perennials, veggies, herbs, and more. Plus, you can always count on us to answer all of your questions and offer expert advice. Blue Mel's also carries the largest selection of bulk landscape materials in the area. Enjoy a beverage from our coffee shop while your kids run around in our huge playground. Join our growing list of highly satisfied customers. Visit the garden center that offers everything you're looking for. Visit Blue Mel's today.
Blue Mel's, 4930 West Loomis Road, 414-282-4220. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Eco Garden Systems, Row Maker, Shield and Seal, World's Coolest Rain Gauge, Big Fats Hot Sauce, Chapin International, Drip Garden, Norwalk Juicers, Nunu Healing Ointment, Phylum Bioproducts, Soil Savvy, Tree Ripe. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
If you want to get a hold of us, you can certainly do that in a variety of ways.
Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard naturally protects plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents, protects newly installed plants and trees, shields pruned and damaged surfaces, for use on your roses, fruit and nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivorganics.com. You can send us an email through the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant email inbox. That email address is twvgshow@gmail.com. You can also send us a text on the Instant Access Ivy Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard Instant Access text hotline to 414-368-9311. That text number, again, is 414-368-9311.
All right, we got several questions that came in this week. One from a listener from our WAAM affiliate up there in Michigan, WAAM 1600, 92.7. How do I get rid of creeping Charlie varieties of weeds? I've been having a consistent battle with these invasive weeds for years, ever since they were sold as ground cover some 20 years ago. Gary from Michigan.
So you want to pull as many as you can from the ground. But the thing is creeping Charlie is not a normal weed. It's kind of like a web weed. So what it does is it puts this web of roots underneath your soil. So
not just one runner.
No, not just one runner. It's like a whole web.
Yeah.
And so when you start pulling it out, you're realizing that it's got this whole web of roots. And so if you have creeping Charlie and it's in one area, you want to pull as much as you can. And then you want to use what's called the Solarization Process. So what you do is you would take plastic wrap, weed barrier.
Weed barrier, black plastic.
And you leave the plastic wrap over that for, if you have an area that you're concerned about, you can leave it over for the whole entire summer, winter, spring, what have you.
You're baking the soil, which is raising the temperature to kill the viability of these roots. And there is places that, the whole yard is creeping Charlie. The whole garden is creeping Charlie. So it's one of those things that you can use harsh chemicals to kill it, but you're going to have toxicity in the soil as well.
Right. So then you can use a weed preventer, something like BioSafe, that contains natural ingredients. You can also use corn gluten meal. It can help kind of choke out creeping Charlie just a little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. It's a problem that we all face. For a very, very long time we've had this issue. Next question, what can I put on my tomatoes and my cucumbers to get rid of spiders in the garden? Well, nothing. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to put any harmful anything on your tomatoes or peppers or cucumbers or anything like that to kill spiders. I find that question curious because spiders are very beneficial. Right. In the home, we talked about essential oils. You may not want them in your home. I get that. But spiders eat pests. Spiders feed on common indoor pests, if you want to leave them in your home, such as roaches, earworms, mosquitoes. Those will also eat them outside. Flies and cloth moths. They will consume those. If left alone, spiders can consume most insects in your home and in your garden, providing the effective control of pests. Beneficial there. So you can leave them alone. They'll be just fine. Let's see here, Holly. I've been canning for about 6 years now. This year I have had a problem with one of my jars. It seems to break every time I put it in the bottom. Breaks the bottom out of the jar when I put it in the canner. I do not tighten the jars too tight. I do not overstuff the jars with produce. I use room temperature water and put them in the jar. Any suggestions? Don't use room temperature water when you're backfilling your jars. You need to use hot water. Hot water in both systems. Room temperature water in a hot jar, and the hot jar going to the canner is a problem. Okay. John writes in about some potatoes. We got a bag of potatoes from the store, and some of them have begun to sprout. Can I plant these? Do you know how long it will take to grow them? Also, do you know how tall they will get? If we plant them now, would they be ready in time before frost? They are Yukon Golds. It's very late in the season. Just looking for an ideal. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Well, thank you for the question. Yukon Gold potatoes take between 85 and 90 days to mature. You certainly can plant them and get them to start to grow. You can get them from, you don't have to get them from a certified seed potato producer. If they're sprouting, they've not been sprayed with a growth inhibitor to prevent those eyes from coming forth. So you can go ahead and plant them. They will get 2.5, 3 foot tall. Use good, rich soil, compost, potting soil. They will, if you plant them now, based on the time of year, it's going to be about the 20th of October would be about 90 days or give or take a few days here for them to get to a mature state. You can harvest them after the flowers have occurred. That's about 10 weeks after you've planted them. So, yeah, go ahead and put them in the ground. If you have potatoes sprouting, go ahead and put them in the ground. Just try to find the variety so you have an idea of how long it actually will take for them to grow, develop, and then die back so you can harvest them successfully. I believe I have powdery mildew on my zucchini plants. How can I deal with this problem? Well, we'll go to Ben Bartley. He is the farm property supervisor at Standard Process from standardprocess.com. Standard Process is your trusted whole food supplement manufacturer for over 90 years. To help identify the best supplements for you, find your local healthcare professional today. Go to standardprocess.com/patient.
Hi, this is Ben Bartlett with the Standard Process Organic Farm. Today we have a question from Jack in Springfield that asks about powdery mildew on a zucchini. There's a couple of things that you need to double check. First, you need to make sure that it's powdery mildew. Powdery mildew is going to be white and fuzzy, all spores on top of the leaf. Another disease called downy mildew, which will be very, very fuzzy and gray or black, and that shows up primarily on the back of the leaf. Hopefully it's powdery mildew because it's much easier to treat. There's a couple of organic options. First is baking soda mixed with insecticidal soap, which is really a nice option to help keep those plants healthy. Or go out and buy about the cheapest mouthwash you can, so it has a high alcohol content. Mix it 1 part mouthwash, 3 parts water, spray that on the plants. It's going to be a nice preventer for powdery mildew. Mostly powdery mildew is cosmetic. Pull those plants out of your garden and remove them, rotate your crops, and you'll have a healthier crop in the future.
Before we get into what's coming up next week on the program, Holly, remind them about the executive sponsor.
The executive sponsor of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is Power Planter. Planting conditions are always favorable with the Power Planter Earth Auger. No matter what the job is, Power Planter has the right size for you. Simply attach to a drill and let the Power Planter do the work for you. Create planting holes fast and efficiently with ease. No matter the soil type, it does the job effortlessly. Increase your root to soil contact. Leave the shovel and spade in the shed. Hand welded and made in the USA, we offer a lifetime warranty on product defects. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
Tune in next week where we'll go more in depth with what Ben was talking about with powdery mildew on your vine crops and how to deal with it, as well as cold frames. What are cold frames? How to build them? And we're going to talk about that to extend our growing season. Plus, author, bug expert, horticultural professional, Jessica Walliser will be with us, and your garden questions. Miss any portion of this program or want to revisit it in its entirety, you can do that in a couple of different ways. One, by going to your favorite podcast providing website and searching the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. You can also go to the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, clicking on the radio tab at the top of the page for full length, or the highlight tab on the right-hand side for segments of all past shows. Until next week, for Holly Baird, I'm Joey Baird, and we will see you in the garden.
You have been listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. Tell a friend and join Joey and Holly again next week so we can all grow together. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is a production of the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com in association with WI Garden Media Broadcasting, live from the WNOV 860 AM and the W293CX 106.5 FM, Courier Communication Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.